3 years. It's been 3 years since I landed my first software engineering job with no CS degree. And honestly, it's been a wild ride, and not in the way that you'd think. Well, it's been 3 years later. The only difference is I've got a promotion and also got a 60% salary raise. I don't know, you tell me, what do you think I'm doing, or how am I doing in my current position then? Remember that video where I shared how I learned to code? Well, a lot has changed since then. My third work anniversary just came and went, and it got me thinking how I went from a 10-year-old MacBook Air, not knowing what an array was, to building my own ag tech startups, and now just seeing passive income flow in. All while living out my equestrian dreams. And how making the change of getting a remote tech job just transformed my mental health. In this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on the last 3 years about how I've made the shifts and changes, and most importantly, stayed up to date on everything in tech, especially with AI. I'm using all these new software skills to build something of my own, and a little bit of the why behind that. And if you're new on your coding journey or just somewhere in between, I hope you stay tuned, especially if you're curious what life could look like after you secure that job. Let's be real, learning to code was flippin' intense. But once I secured that remote software engineering job, that's when my mental health really turned around in a positive way. Before that, I was just juggling multiple jobs, and I always felt like no matter what I did, I could never quite get ahead financially, if you get what I mean. Horses were just like this distant passion. I always wanted to do it, but I didn't think ownership and doing all that was going to be a thing for me. But once I got a remote tech job, I finally had the time and, most importantly, the finances and a steady paycheck to do so. And I get why software engineering is considered one of the most happiest careers. It's because it allows you to be able to work and enjoy your life and be able to do the things that you love without feeling like work is taking over. I like to say this to people that my job fits around my life and not the other way around. It's not like my life changing for the job. Speaking of resources and a job providing them, so this is my old MacBook Air from 2010 that kept me through. I rode this out for 10 years, and I haven't gotten rid of it just because of the sentimental value, because it went through so much with me. But I ended up finally upgrading. As you can see in this video, I have now upgraded to 2020, I think, 3M1 MacBook Air. So this is a huge upgrade, and I am just so blessed that my day job made it possible that I could finally upgrade my equipment. But as you know, if you aspired to be a software engineer, or this is the career that you want to go into, the learning never stops once you get the job. I still very much time box my time, and I have a very strict schedule, and I stick to it. Also, another thing they don't really tell you is that once you have these software engineering skills, a whole new world of possibilities opens up for you, whether that be freelancing. And for me, it's given me the opportunity to start my own ag tech startups. I love that I can combine my past background in farming and agriculture and horses now, and combine it with coding. And I especially love helping small businesses and large businesses to help save time, money, and energy through coding, whether that be automations or creating a tool that helps people. Like, I love seeing positive feedback comments from my current customers with my current app that's doing well, Bun Index, and this is where I help the rabbit community help do away with some stuff that's our headaches, and so that they can continue to do what they do best, which is raise and breed rabbits. So how do I keep my skills sharp and stay focused with an ever-changing industry? And let's talk about AI a little bit. I find AI to be a very wonderful tool, emphasis on tool. We shouldn't be completely reliant on it, but it has sped up so much, especially within my business, and just kind of helped take away the stuff that takes a long time that's repetitive. And I think it's a great tool. And other than that, I still use my Anki web deck all the time to stay sharp and focused. And I love doing Code Wars or Elite Code. I think being able to do those is just good mental exercise. I feel like the tech landscape is constantly evolving. I try not to get shiny object syndrome, and I've kind of narrowed down what I'm good at. And for me, it's helping businesses, especially in the ag tech sector. So my tech stack now is mainly React Native to be very specific, and then Next.js for building a website, and Python for the back end, and of course, automations. So tech is always changing, and I think this leads to why I'm building my own thing. I feel like we're in a very unique opportunity with AI now coming to the forefront, which is so wild because when I first started to learn to code, this wasn't an option. It came out later. But I think there's a really unique opportunity for people that understand just enough about how to code to really take an idea and take it very far. And I think give a lot of these startups that are around a little bit of a run for their money, built on a lean team, and maybe a team that understands the end customer a little bit better. I also think the job landscape in general for software engineers is completely changed. It's not so much can you code is the question, it's more of a can you understand nuance? Can you understand the business? Because that's the one thing I think AI really misses right now and why it can't replace software developers is that it doesn't understand the nuance or the fact that when it changes one file, there's 47 other things to think about when creating it. So while it is very impressive in one prompt, you can get it to make a quote unquote full stack app, but it's usually something simple like a notes app or whatever, but it can't really work in a real business. While I think everybody in a 9 to 5 setting with a software engineering background is definitely safe from being quote unquote replaced, I think you got to stay sharp, understand how to use AI, know its limitations, and my personal reason why I'm looking into doing other stuff with it is because I think there is a really neat opportunity for people that know a lot about very specific communities, but maybe they don't have all the tools to code, and I think that's where this AI kind of fills that gap. So it'll be cool to see what happens. So 3 years in, I can confidently say that coding has changed my life for the better. I've been able to travel, do things, pursue my passions with horses, and I've never looked back. So if you're stuck or just starting out in your coding journey, just remember that every coding journey is unique, and the most important thing is that you don't give up on what your end goal is. And remember that the possibilities are endless. Once you can do the basics, you can literally create anything you want. And I think that's what's so awesome about this. What are you hoping to achieve with your coding skills? Let me know in the comments below, and if you want to see more of my tech journey as I build in public and a little bit about my horse journey, please subscribe and follow along. Catch you in the next one.